Why is Warren Buffett buying home builders? Berkshire Hathaway spent over $800 million on three home builders, DR Horton, NVR, and Lennar Class B stock. You would think that with this high interest rate environment, home builders would be getting slammed, but that is not the case. They are booming. I believe that Buffett is speculating that there will be high demand for new homes because people with existing homes are locked into low mortgage rates and won't sell the homes they're in. This is a golden handcuff situation. A golden handcuff situation is kind of like a financial incentive or reason that causes someone to be handcuffed or kind of like tied to a situation for a period of time. We have a situation in the market where there is low housing inventory, but there's a lot of demand for housing at the same time. I believe the purchase of these home builders shows that Buffett is expecting a soft economic landing or a mild recession. I believe this shows that he has confidence, and Berkshire Hathaway has confidence that the market will be relatively fine. An interesting thing to ponder, though, is what happens to the age demographics in the United States. You have an aging population of boomers that will pass away at some point. So what's going to happen to their houses? Well, I'm going to argue that there is already such a housing shortage and then you also have immigration bringing in new demand for the housing, that I think housing is going to stay strong despite price pressures. Another thing to think about is old demand in built-up areas that are zoned for single family. This is going to prevent new housing supply coming online. What if we get a situation where we have housing oversupply in some parts of the country that are like less built up, and then we have housing shortages in more urban areas? At this point, I would assume that the market would work out the supply and price issues and reach some type of equilibrium. The mechanism for this would be people realizing how high their rents are in cities like New York, LA, California, and they're going to probably move to the South or the Midwest. And we've seen this dynamic already play out, especially at the start of the pandemic. Another interesting thing is the market is that people are not selling their homes necessarily when they move out of them, but rather they're renting them out. We've seen how fast housing prices have climbed. By renting out your house, you can still benefit from increasing house prices while also bringing in rent income that can help pay the mortgage. I understand a lot of people do not want to be landlords. So to wrap things up, Warren Buffett is obviously bullish on the housing market and the U.S. economy in general. However, the housing market is complex. There's a lot of things going on, including interest rates, demographics, geography, immigration, zoning policies. I'm reminded of what my grandmother would always tell me. She was a realtor, and she would always say, people will always need a place to live.